Hey guys, hey gut feelers. I promised a friend this week we're gonna do more experimental videos, so here it comes. And we're gonna talk about sex. I haven't structured this video nicely in 1, 2, 3, that's what you're gonna get out of it. So I'm inviting the force and the creative nature just to inspire me, to share something valuable with you, my experience, and also a little bit of background, what sex actually does to the body, what happens there, and what kind of different forms of sexuality, how they can also influence the body, because sex is not always healthy and great for the body. And we're going to talk about that, what really happens there in the body in a bit. But before we go into that, I'd love to share just a bit about myself and sexuality, because I love personal sharings, and that's also what interests me most when I watch other videos. By the way, it's still edgy for me, yeah, even if I do these YouTube videos, this is not like, okay, we just do that. As far as I remember how I discovered sex, without really knowing what that is, and I was like 9, 10, 11, what I did actually, and this is something that I still see in adults that we do, and that's completely fine. I had a lot of emotional stress. My parents were breaking up. My father then later started having cancer and all this kind of stress in school. I hated school, by the way. So although I was doing a lot of sport, I still had this kind of, I still had this tension in my body. And one way to release that was to masturbate. I remember one way for me was like lying on the couch and then touching myself and thinking about Superman, which is hilarious. I hate Superman now. But yeah, at that point it was like really interesting. I felt like this kind of, there was this relief, like this stress relief, really just like letting go and like having this tension and then letting go. So right now this is something I don't really experience anymore. I don't feel this kind of really so much tensity, so much tension in my body that I need that, but I don't think it's bad, you know. It's a way to release stress, definitely. But for me this has nothing to do with like intimacy and what I call like intimacy on all levels, really meeting somebody else. That was actually my first experience with like this inner fire, you know, this kind of power that we have in the body, and a way to release that power, like to really just let it flush all out. Okay, so that was the first experience without me knowing actually what I'm doing. And then, I got like in puberty, and Superman in real life got attractive. And I had my first sexual experiences. And something that I've like all the time, like till in my 20s, that I experienced for me as a woman was this feeling of tension. Like I could never really feel like completely, I don't know, like relaxed. Like being intimate with a man, just like, we're just kind of relaxing. There was always like how can I say, like a pressure. And later on I called this kind of the ABC method, like, you know, like kissing, foreplay, intercourse, relaxing, something like that. Like that's the way we go. And of course the men had the same pressure, you know, like they felt, okay, this is how we go, so let's do it. And later on I found out, because I'm an empath, I can feel what people feel, like amplified by 5,000, so to say. And then of course if somebody is so close to me, then it's even more intense. So I was wondering, because I had a good relationship with my body before and I kind of could relax, and so basically what I did, I started working with the man on the issue. So I started talking about it, and then we discovered together actually that we both felt the stress. So I started like doing more like things with breathing. And why I'm telling you this is because sometimes sex can also be like in a way harmful or more stressing for the body, especially if there's this kind of ABC thing going on. And if we don't breathe enough. We have different types of adrenaline actually. People think, okay, we just have this one adrenaline, but we actually don't. There are different types of adrenalines and different kind of chemicals happening in our body. So if we have this more like a stressful situation, we feel like a lot of insecurity, and still we keep on moving forward, still we keep doing things that that maybe stress us more, that we don't want, for example, as a woman or as a man, because we think like, okay, that's what the woman wants, so let's go for it. On a physical level, what happens there is like, for example, when you have adrenaline flushing through your system, and it's a form of adrenaline that is especially stress related, then it can be highly erosive to the blood vessels. It creates a lot of toxicity in the body. It's like basically like liquid battery, you can imagine. But then there are other types of hormones, there are other types of adrenaline, which if they get released, if there's the fire building up and there's the excitement and there's joy happening during intercourse and during foreplay or whatever, then it can actually be a very healing experience. Like, of course, it also relaxes, it releases serotonin in the brain and then through the blood in the whole body. But the point is that if it doesn't feel good, like if it feels like there's stress involved, and I really mean that, in the beginning, I for myself first needed to find out that I was actually stressed during sex, and then I had to communicate that to my partner, having him finding out for himself that he had this tension. Like often I have that in my yes, great theme, and then I show my belly, awesome. I had this here in my solar plexus, yeah. There was this kind of cramping happening. Talking about gut feelings on the gut feelings channel, awesome subject. So if you feel this, I recommend you to talk with your partner. Like if you can, if you have this kind of trust. And that what I'm doing now, like first of all, I choose different men, I think, more relaxed ones. And if not, there's kind of this breathing, you know, just breathing into it and don't move, you know, like forget about the whole rubbing and the whole movement thing. Just feel and breathe and relax into it. Like, you know, there's this kind of, when this tension builds up, this excitement and stuff, and holding that to a point, you know, you don't have to go anywhere with that. You can just be like in the process of letting that come up through the chakras and just letting that come up in your body. It's a whole different experience. I love to say like we don't make love, we let love happen, because then it's this allowance, and it's also actually like waves. Something I experienced as well is like, for me as a woman, and even for men, I talked with them as well, it's not like this A, B, C, you know, it's always building up like this. Even for men, but you men, if you listen to this, let me know in the comments below what you think about that. What I experienced is that everything comes in waves. And real intimacy for me is if I have such a connection with the man, if we are both really, really relaxed in that, yeah, and we trust each other and there's kind of a safe space and it's kind of fun, then these waves, we can feel each other's waves. You know, waves of excitement, waves of relaxation, waves of intimacy, waves of tenderness, waves of wildness. And it's kind of really riding the wave, and it's movements. Yeah, it goes upwards, maybe, but it doesn't go like this. You know, nature is not like that. It's really more like waves in the ocean happening. I also, when I have sex, I also sometimes like to listen to ocean music in the background, just as a tip. Let me know what you think about that. Okay guys, I think that was everything I wanted to share in this very experimental video. Let me know if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I also would love to welcome you as part of our gut feelings community. Just hit the subscribe button and you're going to be subscribed to this channel, and we can stay in touch throughout these videos and create a community of health experts and gut feelers who know what's happening inside their body, and who really to rebuild this intimacy with our own body so we can experience the fullness of life and have the energy to manifest our dreams in the world and bring our gifts in the world. Thank you guys for watching. I wish you a beautiful day and lots of juicy intimacy in a relaxed way, and I see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye bye.